Welcome to Adults Only Comedy Berlin. Today we're with Moe Singleton.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're in my apartment. We've only met like twice.
Yeah, twice.
And the first time was me saying you can't get on my mic because you're late.
Oh yeah,
Was that the first time I met you? Three times.
It was is it the Z Bar?
Z Bar, the New York comedy show.
Yeah, the New York comedy show.
Oh yeah, I was also talking about getting peed on then.
You were.
Jesus, yeah, you've really come at a special time in my life.
No, yeah, for sure. Hey, to each his own. You got to explore. I get it. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, so yeah.
And then the next time,
it's like, oh, no, you can't do this. I was like, oh, okay, all right, you know. And it's funny because a lot of people just assume, you know, since I'm a New York comic, they're just like, oh, you know, this guy comes from New York and he thinks he's just going to walk in here and all that stuff. And I knew that, I knew somebody told me it was like a bucket or something. Mm-hmm. And so like usually most times when you do like a bucket mic, you just show up, sign up, whatever. Mm-hmm. But like you can still, even if, I don't know how late I was, but like it's like, oh yeah, there's still spots available, but there's limited spots. And so I get that, you know, and it was just like, all right, it's cool. It also reminded me too when I walked in there, I was like, fuck, no AC anywhere.
Right. Berlin is swelteringly hot.
Yeah, so it was just like hot. I walked in, I was like, oh yeah, I'm glad I'm not hanging out in here. This is fucking, this is ridiculous. So yeah.
Yeah, Berlin, it took me a long time to get used to it, but I actually prefer it now. Like, I feel like Australia over air conditions in summer, and I think most places that embrace AC.
No, for sure. It's funny because I just like make jokes about it, but I was having a conversation with a comic, and we were talking about sex clubs.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, oh, word. Yeah, man. I mean, why not? We should just go. Like, just go to a sex club, you know? Yeah. It's like we just sit at a bar and just watch what's. I was like, that sounds like a lot of material, you know? Like, I'm not trying to fuck anybody, but hey, I'm chilling. Mm-hmm. And then I realized, I was like, wait a minute. There's no AC. So it's going to be hot and sweaty and smelly in his. I was like, nah, I don't want to do that. Maybe I have one drink just to be. And then like, no. I was like, oh, you walk into a place, it's just hot and sweaty and just smelly.
Yeah, I'm trying to think like how hot and sweaty and smelly the last kind of sex club I went to. I think I've only been in winter.
Okay. Is this still recorded?
Yeah, it is. It just I haven't figured out the thing, and all my listeners have heard this, where I can't get it to follow the recording. But yes, it's still recording.
Okay,
but,
right.
But that's a fair question because it falsely it stopped recording when we first started randomly. Yeah. So
I've recorded entire episodes and it didn't fucking record.
Yep.
You know, because I have this it's a Zoom recorder, I guess, but like the way it is, kind of, it's the whole, everything is in one. So, like, when you hit record, it starts blinking. And Universal, when you see a red light blinking, it's recording.
Yeah, pretty much.
But it's not, though. It's, like, preparing you that lets you know that it's recording. So, when you hit it twice, it's a solid red, and it's recording. So, I recorded so many good episodes. And then it was like, fuck, we didn't record? Yeah.
I've only lost like one or two, and it's been because of not enough storage space.
Yeah.
That seems to be like my biggest problem in comedy. Just storage space. It's infuriating.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, sex club. So you haven't been to a sex club here?
No, I haven't.
Have you been to a sex club anywhere?
No.
Okay.
No.
And you'd only be interested in just watching?
I'm just there, you know? We'll see what's happening. But that was the funny thought where it was kind of like, oh, wait, actually, I don't think I want to do that. It's going to be hot and sweaty. There's no AC. You know, it's just like, it's going to smell, you know? Like, you ever watch porn and then, like, you realize, like, you're watching a video, right? Mm-hmm. You're watching this. But then maybe it's like an orgy or maybe it's like 4 people, whatever it is, right? And then you like, oh, wait, it probably stinks in that room, you know?
I've heard some comics say something like they like watching the kind of porn where like you can smell it, like you can like like that's the kind of porn I like, where you can really get a feel for like how the sweat, the body fluids interaction.
I mean, I like sweaty sex. I like you know, but also has to be a fan. We need a fan. You know, gotta have some cool air somewhere.
Otherwise, yeah, otherwise it's just kind of overwhelming. But
yeah,
I'm just trying to think. Like, I've never actually had sex, like proper. Oh no, I have had sex in a sex club. Okay, I had a new experience last year. I guess I hadn't done it before because, well, okay, it depends what you call a sex club. I mean, like a Berlin kind of like there's DJs.
Yeah.
It's a party and people are fucking. I hadn't done that before until last year, but then I'd been to like sex parties.
Gotcha.
And that's a different thing.
Okay, so one is like you're there, it's kind of like a free-for-all, and then the other one is just kind of like people are just fucking, but they're not like trying other people, they're just with their person.
Well, one is like, okay, so like sex parties for me in Australia were like a dedicated, like orgies that are made for sex, and that's the whole attraction. Whereas sex clubs in Berlin are like, it's a party and you can fuck, and there are DJs.
That's cool.
So sex clubs versus orgies, I guess.
Someone also told me about it's a wet bird.
Yeah, it's an interesting bird. That was there's a little bird on the balcony, and it looks like it's just had a bath.
Yeah.
It looks like it doesn't have any AC.
There's a dark room club or something.
There are lots of clubs in Berlin with dark rooms.
It's like anything goes in there.
Oh yeah, and like it, it's this perfect space for consent not really being a problem. Like
I mean, you walk in there, that's what you consent to. It's like everything.
Exactly. Yeah. Like people, I suppose you can be like no to a body if you somehow decide
but it's dark,
that body is too much. Yeah. So like you would be, I guess, deciding just based on how you feel and what you're feeling.
I mean, in a space like that, a mouth's a mouth. Somebody just starts blowing you, you're like, oh, this is good.
Right?
And then this is the dude, and you're like, I mean, hey, only in Berlin? No, I'm just playing. Like, it's a dark.
For sure. Although the thing is, the rejection of anybody would be based purely on the feeling, right? Yeah. So it's like, I don't like teeth. You can move away. Right?
Exactly, right? not even because you were a man, or, it's just like, nah, you're bad at blowjobs.
Yeah, your lips feel chapped. I don't like this kind of friction. I can feel your fingernails. Like, I don't want to,
That's crazy.
It would be all sensory-based rejection as opposed to anything superficial.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool. So before my proper sex club fucking experience last November, I think it was, last summer I went into... So most dark rooms are very much more connected to the male gay scene.
Okay, gotcha.
Because it is kind of like a hole's a hole, mouth's a mouth.
Yeah.
I don't think in the hetero world that kind of shit flies as much because...
Word. Okay, I thought it was like that. I thought it was kind of like a mix kind of thing.
I think, other, like, women can be in there. Yeah. And women and, other, whatever gender you are. I think there's no discrimination there, but they are male gay club things, like cultural...
Gotcha.
Landmarks.
Gotcha.
But I have been, so before my proper sex experience, I did actually go into a dark room at a male gay club or a male gay party and use that dark room not to receive but to give, because I was like, and it's fascinating going into this space because it's completely dark and you can just hear all of these sex noises and and super humid. It was in summer, super sweaty.
Yes.
And there was the guy that I was with, he like sat down on a thing and at one point he's like, you sit up here, and I'm like, I was wearing a short skirt and I'm like, I think if I sat down I could get pregnant by sitting on that chair, like.
I was thinking, I was like, there's probably so much cum on this leather couch or whatever it is. That's crazy.
Yeah, fucking gross.
I mean, it's definitely something I want to experience, though, just to check out a sex club. Because, like, read that shit in magazines or you see, like, in movies or, like, there's stuff that happens in New York, but that's kind of like a members-only kind of thing where you got to be invited. But here it's like, oh, yeah, you just go to this place. And you're like, wow.
And anybody can go. Like, you might not get, like, the bouncer might stop you, but theoretically anyone can get in there, and they do. But what I was going to say was the...
is there a dress code?
Kind of like look like you care about going to a club a little bit, but it's like a Berlin club, so it's not like a London club.
I just imagine all black Matrix, that's what I'm like.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, word.
pretty like all black or just like cool, you know, like whatever's kind of a bit like club fashion, I guess.
Okay.
Like
I don't think I own anything club fashion.
I don't know, like or the thing is, like with like a Kit Kat, they do want to see that you have some kind of kink. Like they have nights where they do have dress codes, so it's like they want to see that you have leather or PVC or what is it, like lace or you know, those things.
You know what's an interesting kink?
What?
Is race play.
Race play?
Yeah. You never heard of that?
What's race play?
Oh my God. Race play is just a loophole to being racist. That's all it is. That's like, but it's a kink though, and basically you get turned on by either calling someone a racial slur or you being called a racial slur in the bedroom. Yeah, exactly.
Really?
Yes,
Okay.
It's called race play.
Race play.
I'm just like, you just racist. That's all that is.
Wow. Yeah. Unless it's like, okay, so like the whole, okay, I'm not defending race play. However, I'm seeing that there could be a thing where it's like for example, as a woman who has been, you know, yelled at for being like a whore or a slut.
Yeah.
In the bedroom, I quite like it when someone calls me those things aggressively, because it's like a space where I can really like enjoy. I don't know if it's done in the right way. It's like it turns me on because it's like I'm being punished / congratulated and loved for that part of myself. And so maybe if so me enjoying the word whore could be like if I were I don't know, I can't think that, I don't think there's anything white, but I don't know what another I'm trying to think of a racial slur, but yeah, like if someone of that race enjoys being called that in bed, because they get to embrace that discrimination that they've suffered and kind of like own it. But I think
I just thought of something like that'd be so funny if like the only way a guy could, like a white dude could orgasm, if you called him the N-word.
Oh my God, that's great.
That's insane.
I reckon there's guys out there that
probably
totally come faster
for sure that. For sure. That's crazy. Yeah,
I think I'm trying to think of but I feel like race play doesn't have to be racist if the person who is like the person who's doing the name calling is of the same race as the slur is about. Yeah. So it's like if it's a black woman calling a white guy the N-word,
for sure,
then it's like totally
but it's still an interesting thing. But it's like you can't really, you can't shame it because it's a kink. You can't,
if it's outright racist, like the thing is so behind closed doors, if it was like a white person calling a white person the N-word and that was what they were getting off on,
that would be crazy.
That's crazy.
Right. What about the word cunt? Does that like do anything?
Nah, not really. No. Because cunt, like in Australia, cunt's also just like a term of endearment.
Gotcha. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah.
But it's also just
in the States, those are fighting words. You call a woman a cunt, she want to destroy you.
Well, it depends how it's done. If some random person calls me a cunt in anger on the street, then like I have had a German guy on a train because I was talking on the phone, call me in German, like you rude cunt.
Yeah.
And that gets me angry, for sure.
Do you speak German?
Yeah, I speak German.
Nice.
Now I speak German. I didn't speak it when I moved here, but
okay.
now I do, yeah. Fotze. Fotze is cunt in German.
Oh, wow.
Just so you know.
Okay. I'll be listening out for that. Like, what you call me?
Yeah, exactly. Fresche Fotze is what he called me, which is a rude cunt. And I was still on the phone. I was like, fuck just happened? Like, he just called me that. If someone calls me a cunt, but it's not like I don't see that as like I don't see it as a feminine, like a sexually politically motivated slur. Like it's like calling someone a fucking asshole, you fucking cunt. Like I'll call a woman a cunt if I'm angry with her as well.
It sounds so classy when you say it with the accent. It's just like, like, why would I be offended by this?
You cunt.
Right? Like American accent, you're like, oh, what you call me? You want to kill somebody.
It's so funny hearing that my accent has some kind of
But also too, I have a thing for accents, so it's like I was working on this bit about how like I learned about this thing called Passport Bros.
Okay.
And like basically a passport bro is just an incel with a passport. But somebody called me that, and I was like, I'm not traveling to have sex with foreign women. We're trying to like, they go to third world countries and basically find like a wife. Like, so I guess like 90-day fiance kind of thing.
Okay, but like that's it's just like the kind of person, like instead of getting a mail order, he's just going shopping.
But they, but they feel like, oh, American women suck or whatever, and it's just like, all right.
So there are like these guys that hate American women and they're going to other countries.
Yeah,
to get...
somebody called me that and I didn't know what it meant. I was just like, so I like, I Googled it. I was like, what the fuck is a passport, bro? Because it started just popping up. I started seeing it. And then I looked it up.
on your Facebook page.
No, just kind of like people just like posting random things. Like I guess it's the zeitgeist when it kind of like a word pops up and then you just start hearing or seeing something.
Yeah.
So that happened and I was like, what the fuck is a passport, bro? And I like look it up and basically, that's what it is. It's like there's like incels with passports and they just don't like American women. They want to find a woman who will obey them.
Yeah, and they blame American society for the women in America being not loving them and like worshiping them. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. When my friend called me that, I was like, bro, what? I thought about it. I was like, I'm not a passport bro. I'm a passport hoe. That's what I know for sure. Like I'm just like,
You're looking for a better passport.
For sure. But like the thing is, like I love accents. And like a lot of people disagree with me. But like one of my favorite accents is Australian accent. I think it's so attractive. I don't know. I just love it,
That's crazy.
Yeah, so it's like I would say Australian.
You got to like Irish, right?
French.
Oh,
yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
Australian, French, and then like, the British, the English.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I do like
New Zealand too, but it's like, it's kind of similar. It's just, I guess New Zealand is more like calmer and Australians are more like, yeah.
That's very true. Yeah. Yeah, I love accents too. Like even like having been away from Australia for quite a while, and I do have some Aussie friends here, but then being back in Australia for the longest time, I had been in like 7 years, in March, April, and just being with Aussie guys again. Like I had some nice Tinder dates whilst I was there, like just success, and just like these, and I was just like, there's something so nice about the accent. Like it was the first time that I've been like, this is I'm enjoying this.
For sure. Yeah. I have to like, ask myself like, am I into this person for who they are or the accent? It's like, am I fetishizing right now? It's so hard, but it's just like, I don't know.
But then am I fetishizing or is it a kink so that I can't be kink shamed?
Exactly. See, we don't know,
That's an interesting little interplay there. The idea that, if it's a kink, then you shouldn't be shamed for it. But are you fetishizing someone for
I guess
the thing that's your kink?
But I guess if it's maybe more than one, or like if you date, like if I live here, everyone I probably date is going to be foreign, or German or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Well, foreign from what? Like not American is what you mean?
Not American. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's like, then of course they'll have accent, know. But like if I'm in America and I'm only dating foreign women, and I feel like with the accents, then I think that's where it's like, oh, this is a thing.
I'm relating to this a lot because in my last years in Australia, I only dated foreigners. And I've moved to Berlin, and I haven't dated an Australian for like not since like 2011.
Yeah.
Wow, that's 12 years.
Yeah. I'm what did I say? I said I heard this woman. I wrote this in my phone, and it's kind of just like, it was so random, but she said, what did she say? She said it wasn't even like, it was just funny to me, but I think she said she's a whore for something. Mm-hmm. But it was just like, it was so random that you wouldn't think, like, why would you say you're a whore for that? But like, I don't know, it wasn't bagels. It was like...
Bagels are pretty amazing though.
Yeah.
Harder to come by in Berlin.
Yeah, but she was just like, she was a whore for something. And I was like, that's something strange to say, like, oh, I'm a whore for. I wish I could remember what she said, because it was just.
It's a strange phrasing though. I'm a whore for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, I guess I'm a whore for accents. Like I will definitely put out. It's like I don't even see red flags. I don't see anything. I just hear the accent, and I'm just like, she could be setting my house on fire. I'm just like, man.
I've got Yeah, just the looking at like what you've been attracted to and the accents thing. You've probably heard my bit like of the number of Spanish speakers. Like Spanish speakers.
Yeah.
Like I actually did the numbers recently, and it was something like, I'm not sure if I should say it on my podcast, but
you crunched the numbers. Huh?
I actually crunched the numbers. I was out at a Latino like dance party with my friend from Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
And she was like, I was like, I bet I've been with more Spanish speakers than you. And like, she's a little hoe. Actually, no, but she is a little hoe actually. And I did the math, and I was like, the people from Spain count. She's like, no. But basically, number of like Latinos, so like Mexico and South, like around 10.
Yeah.
Which isn't that crazy, but like it's, and then Spain is like around like it's like 15 or so.
Oh, okay.
And that's like, it's quite a it's a decent number.
Yeah, but you know.
Which makes me sound like for everyone that listens and thinks I'm this massive whore. It's actually those numbers are pretty okay. Like I think
they're like
very
not
reasonable.
eyebrow raising. Yeah. It's like you having a good time.
Yeah,
you know?
right. Like
now,
that's
if you were like 80,
exactly,
it's
then
like,
it would be,
oh, you got an appointment tonight. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you out here. You know, it's like, okay.
Yeah, 15 is really not that bad. But I suppose like, you know, like there are people in the world who've only slept with like 5 people or 15
no,
people.
for sure, which is crazy.
Which is crazy, right? I do kind of judge that a little bit.
It's like, did you not go to college?
Exactly. Did you get married as soon as you finished high school and then like have a couple of flings, you know?
Yeah, it was,
that's crazy.
I remember, how old was I? Maybe, I was in my teens. Me and my cousin, we used to do this thing where we would just like write the number of how many chicks we slept with.
Yeah, I used to do that in my 20s.
I think it was in our 20s, but like numbers were crazy, you know? And then like, it's funny because then you just have random moments. You're like, oh shit, I forgot about her. And then like, but
totally,
you just remember a name. You're like, oh damn, that's wild.
Yeah.
You know, but like we did the list one time and then I remember after I finished, I was just like, this is stupid. And just threw it away.
Oh, totally.
I was like, why does this matter? And then, like, I remember I dated a girl, and she was curious. And this one I learned was like, you never tell a woman.
You never say the numbers.
Yeah. Because, you know, she could be like, oh, my God, I don't want you to think I'm a whore. 5 people. And I was like,
God.
What? She's like, what about you? And I'm like, I mean, I'd just be like, 20.
Right? Like I made the decision at a certain point. It was my mid-20s where I was like, I'm just going to forget the number that I've got to and like roughly where I think I am.
That's a cool tattoo.
Oh, thank you.
The zipper, yeah.
The zipper, yeah. This I just decided to forget. But this tattoo is my wedding ring. I got married and we got matching wedding rings.
Oh, nice.
He's got a different picture here, but we both have the zipper.
Okay. Was he Spanish?
Colombian.
It'll do it to you. That's funny.
Yeah. See, consistent.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you have any dumb tattoos? You've got like your arms are pretty solidly tattooed.
Yeah. I don't have any dumb tattoos. I would say the most embarrassing.
That's the Indian.
Yeah, that one right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it's not embarrassing, but that's like.
That's the Redskin?
No, the Cleveland Indians.
Cleveland Indians. Okay.
Yeah, that was the logo. Of course, it was like offensive or whatever, very problematic. And now it is for sure. But when I was a kid, though, that's kind of like representing home. Like, from Cleveland, you get the, you got the Cleveland tattoo. So
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, you got a bunch, right?
I do.
It's not just like a sleeve. It's like a whole bunch of things.
Yeah. No, I'm pretty covered. From my left leg to everything, yeah. The cool part is I drew most of my tattoos. So
nice, yeah. Me too. I sort of drew them and then had an artist like develop them. I've got some ones here as well.
I had a friend who was like before tattoos like blew up. He started doing them, but he wasn't good at all. He couldn't draw, and then he was trying to get me to do tattoos, and I was like, no, I don't want to do that. So anytime I had something, an idea, I would just go to him and he would just put it on there because. He wasn't good at drawing, but then like he got better. Somehow he just blew the fuck up, and then he opened up a shop, and then he just went insane. And then he stopped and he became a mechanic. I don't know what he was doing, but it was cool though. Yeah, it was cool just to kind of like have this person where like he can just. I was like, I got this idea. Can you do this? And he's like, yeah. So it was nice.
So you just got like, but you would pay him, or was it?
Yeah, I would pay him, but it was like dirt cheap.
Yeah,
you know.
Nice.
And so like, but yeah, it was cool. And I feel with like, you know, the tattoos, and they say people say you get addicted and all that stuff. For me, I kind of felt like it was more of like a stress release. I realized that it was like, damn, I need to like feel the needle for some reason, and I have that feeling now where it's like, this is like, I'm a bit of a masochist. But like sometimes, you know, when you just like, I need to feel something. Yeah. Like even you're alive, like when you're alive and living, and you just you feel dead inside. Yeah. Like, I need to feel something.
Oh wow, I very relatable. Yes.
And I'm like, I should go get a tattoo. You know, and the tattoo I wanted when I had that feeling, I was gonna get a head tattoo. Just like it was gonna get like you know, the thing in the Olympics, or like in the crown. With the flowers, or it's like they did it like in the Greeks would wear.
Okay, that was what the medal was, or
no, it was like a plant, but it's like in I'll have to show you a picture. But I just wanted that because I wear hats and shit, and I shave my head, so I was just gonna have it like behind. So
I think I know what you're talking about. I don't know what the symbolism is.
It's like a flower crown kind of thing.
Yeah.
But the Greeks would wear. Yeah,
just at the back.
Yeah. So I was gonna do that because
like I was a neck crown. No.
Yeah, I was like, I need to feel something. And I was like, you know what? I should get a head tattoo. And I remember I told my mom, I was like,
thank God you didn't think I'm gonna get a face tattoo. Like,
no. But then I was like, I told my mom, I was like, Ma, I think I'm gonna get a head tattoo. And she was like, no. And I sent her the picture, and I was like, no, it's gonna be like this. It's gonna, you know. And she's just like, nah. But it was funny because I was like, I'm a grown ass man. I can still get a head tattoo, you know. But I didn't, because I was like, I wasn't really serious about it. But I had that moment. I was like, I need to feel something.
Interesting. I wanted to get a head tattoo. I shaved my head when I was like 23, and I always liked the idea of having like a head tattoo. But the reality is, like, I would never see it. Now I've always got.
That's why I don't have anything on my back. You know, it's like, I could see everything.
Yeah, I don't have. Yeah, I don't understand getting back tattoos actually.
Yeah.
But the wanting to feel something, the masochism, I totally relate. Like that's definitely why I smoked for like, you know, a good 12 years.
Yeah.
Also with like with drugs, like when I want to feel something, it's like that is usually when I will do some drugs. I stopped drinking alcohol, and I stopped smoking weed like 3.5 years ago, which is a good one. And then alcohol, I stopped for like a year, and then I stopped again in December, and I'm feeling really good about that. But like I do enjoy drugs, and that I can like I just want to feel something. Like I came back recently.
I stopped watching porn, and then I saw one of my favorite porn stars in New York City, and I was just like, I gotta say something to this person, like, you know, but I can't ignore them, like they're not, like they don't exist, you know. And so I'm just like, I love your work, you know. And then I relapsed that night. So
relapsed. Who was the porn star?
What's her name? Sherry DeVille.
Sherry DeVille. I'll check her out.
I just love a nasty woman, just like nasty, sloppy, just. Just like, you know, like you know, you watch something so disgusting, and after you come, you're like, oh my God, just fucking, I'm into this, you know. And she's like, she's man. And I think now she's considered a MILF though, but she's still hot. She's just nasty, and like, it's crazy.
Sherry DeVille. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna check her out. Yeah, absolutely. I also stopped watching porn, but mainly because I find what my fantasies are in my head way more interesting and fucked up. And it's like this nice little observatory into my subconscious and what the fuck's going on for me. Like what's really, and I really let my mind, like I try to pull up any kind of psychological barrier that I might be putting down. Yeah. Being like, no, let's go there, and like seeing where my fucked up mind will go.
I mean, hey, you get stuck, I might be like, hold on, give me a minute. It does something, you know. No, I'm joking.
But also the tattoo thing, like I think my last, I talked a little bit about you saw me talk, I did a bit on Sunday that I'd never done before about how like, But I'm not sure how relevant any of what I'm just saying is, but basically I did a bit about one of my exes when I saw you on Sunday, and it was about Americans and like the red flags and all that stuff. And when I was with him, like shit was kind of spiraling, and he doesn't drink or do any drugs, and it was my birthday, and we'd had this huge fight, and it was basically like the beginning of the end. Like it was definitely ending, and I booked myself in like without telling anyone that I was getting 2 tattoos, and by this artist that I fucking love in Berlin, and I was so excited, and I enjoy, like I love the feeling of getting tattoos, like the needle, and also the sense of like, this is going to be on my body forever. Like there's a lot of feeling in the process, and also it's very much like, this is just for me, and this is like, there's a lot of power in it.
No, for sure. I had a Seinfeld moment where like I was thinking, you know what's crazy? Like people stand in line or like book appointments to get a picture of something on their body forever, you know? And you're just like, that's kind of insane, you know? But we do it though. And it's like, but there's so much more behind it. But when you just kind of just look, or you see like a dumb tattoo, you're like, why did you just got that, right? Okay, that's cool. But you're also like, that's on you forever, you know? Like I love all my tattoos, and I'm sure that person probably, no, actually, I've met people who got dumb shit, and they was like, oh, I just got it because I don't really care. And they're like, all right.
Yeah, that cool. I don't quite like, and I do wonder because we often like attribute the same level of, you know, depth and, you know, meaning, like all the meaning that's behind my tattoos. Like I assume that other people have the same kind of emotional deep connection and sense of significance.
Then they like, nah, I was just drunk and I just wanted a tattoo of a slice of pizza, and you're like, oh, okay. You like pizza? Nah.
Yeah, right. Although one of my favorite tattoos ever was like, and the only like word tattoo that I really liked, maybe favorite tattoo ever is going too far, but he just had like on his inner arm like pizza written. Like it wasn't even a picture, it was just the word pizza.
Yeah, pizza.
Like, that's so dumb. I love it.
That's so funny.
But yeah, some people like I attribute all of this meaning because I feel like if it's on your body and you have to look at it every day, you kind of have to develop a bit. Like in my head, I'm like, I have to develop a bit of a story and love and importance to it, and that it's part of me. So it's not like, oh, it's just this dumb thing. It's like, and maybe those people are saying that just to like get the story finished. Yeah. But maybe also that's as far as it goes for them. Yeah. I don't know.
True. Yeah.
I don't know. I've got one really, really bad tattoo. Like I say really bad. I love it, but it was by a tattoo artist who was very bad, and he went too deep, and it's like not a great tattoo.
Yeah, but something about going deep that feels so good.
Yeah, he went hard.
Because when you go deep, it makes the skin raise.
Exactly.
And that's kind of like a nice little feature. You can feel that.
Yeah.
Because my friend, he was heavy-handed, and that shit, that was the worst. I think the worst pain was on my ribs.
Yeah, I've always heard that the ribs are the most painful.
Yeah, ribs are a bitch. And then like the collarbone right here.
Ooh, fuck yeah, because there's so little. Yeah, and that's so little between.
And then it like vibrates from the collarbone to your nipple for some reason. It's just like you know. And,
okay, now I want to get a collarbone.
Oh yeah, you will feel that shit. You definitely will feel that.
Yeah, because there's so little. Yeah. There's so little between. Fuck.
And then I got a tattoo when I was in Copenhagen because I really wanted sneakers, but apparently you can't find fucking sneakers in your size. Well, I couldn't, you know. I'm very upset about this. Even in Germany, I was like, I thought these people were fucking huge here. I thought they were giant, tall people. No? Yeah. No, I don't know. But like
Netherlands? Yes.
Exactly. But no, I can't find a size 49.
49 does seem like a big size.
Oh, my God. Get out of here. Jesus. Because you wear like a 40 or something?
I don't know. So I was just trying to buy shoes. I didn't really do so. I think I'm like a 30. I'm like a European, like 38.
Okay. Yeah. I'm a 49.
Yeah. Okay.
And every time I go, I'm like, hey, you got these in a 49? People are like, spit take. Or be like, what? It's like, this is what? You don't have this? Oh, no, you got to go online. You don't carry shoes in my size in stores? You're going to lose customers. But apparently, I guess.
Just you.
Just me.
That's so interesting. Yeah. Although you would maybe in these countries, I suppose they don't stock them, but also like maybe the big places you would find them on sale. Like you know how you always get the really small ones and the really big ones.
I like nice sneakers though, so it's like it's fine. I got more than enough sneakers, but it's nice when I see a pair. Like, I want these, and they're like, oh, we don't have your size. It's like, all right, fuck me then, you know? It's like, I thought Vikings came from here, you know?
Right.
But apparently, I guess they were small. They were, like, small and stocky.
Yeah.
You know? I thought they looked like He-Man. I thought they were, like, just, like, you know?
Big guys.
And they wore these fucking... It was like, oh, that's why they wore the horns on their head, because they were short and stocky.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Know? They didn't have big feet.
But, yeah. Oh, what I was going to say is that... I don't know why I did that. But yeah, I got a tattoo in Copenhagen because I couldn't...
You're still upset about the sneakers.
Yeah, I couldn't find any sneakers. So I was like, fuck it. I guess I get a tattoo, you know?
Of a sneaker?
No, I didn't. I should do that. I don't... Wow, I don't have a tattoo of a sneaker. That's how you know I'm a sneakerhead, because I don't have a tattoo of a sneaker.
I don't know if that's how it
works. The technology now with tattoo guns are like amazing. Like they're cordless, and then it's just like... It's just very subtle and nice. Mm-hmm. Before, you know, you had to put your foot on the pedal and it's like, and all that shit. But now it's just like you flip a button and then you just like...
I'm trying to remember what, because this was only in November and I don't remember the gun that much.
Yeah, it kind of looks like this. It's just, but it's wireless.
Yeah, though. I think I think so. They're like, is it battery powered or it's like USB charged or something?
Something like that, maybe. But I was like, oh, that's nice.
Have you had a tattoo in Berlin?
Nah, I was actually thinking about getting one. So I'm trying to I know what I want, but I don't know where to go. But it's pretty simple though.
Okay. And there's heaps of tattoo places here. I was so excited about these ones that I got for my birthday because I'd followed this tattoo artist. Like I don't follow many. Yeah. And I'd followed this tattoo artist since before I moved here. Okay. Which is like 8 years ago, you know? Yeah. And I love his work. And like finally was just like, I'm just gonna email him and see. Yeah. And immediately got like within a week got back to me, and then this date, it was just perfect. And it was just the easiest thing, the nicest guy. Yeah.
I've been really favoring small tattoos. That's kind of been like my thing. Like I got this little lightning bolt on my finger. I think that's really cool. And then this is like one of my favorite ones. You see the little paper plane?
Little paper plane. Right there. Ah, yeah, cute.
Yeah. So I love the small ones. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really have small. Like I always go big. It is too little. Like these guys. Like that one's pretty small. But yeah, I think I will get more tattoos. And I'm not sure if it's like people say it's addictive, but it's just more. You become it's enjoyable.
No, for sure. I feel like, man, I just want to call every woman here like who's tatted up is like the girl with the dragon tattoo. It was like that's who she is, you know. But like it's just because I grew up I didn't grow up in Richmond, but I lived in Richmond, Virginia for like 6 years, and Richmond is very progressive and is super hipstery, and so like hella dive bars. Hella just like, you know, I won't say like emo chicks, but like these very like dark hair covered in tattoos, piercings, and you just like, man, I'm into this, you know. And then like move to New York, and like you kind of have that in certain areas, but it's not like that all the time. Yeah. But you come here, everybody's fucking tatted. Yeah. And I'm just like, damn, you know, it's just like these different things that I find. Or like it's kind of like, damn, I still find this attractive, you know, like just being covered in tattoos, and then like being like, oh yeah, I don't really need to date somebody who doesn't have tattoos. Like you don't have to have tattoos. No. But then I see somebody covered in tattoos, I'm like, god damn, that's hot, you know. So,
yeah, right. Yeah. Although it depends. Like it does depend on it does depend a little bit. I get a little bit. I don't know. I'm not really looking at tattoos as. I don't judge people on their tattoos, but I absolutely judge people on their tattoos. But I've dated some guys who, like, I was dating a guy who like got a tattoo gun whilst I was with him, and started tattooing himself, and he was pretty crazy. And fuck, I forgot about him as well. I've got to add him to the list of like red flags I should have seen. But
I'm always just like,
he had some dumb tattoos.
Like I see somebody covered in tattoos, or I see a woman covered in tattoos. I'm just always like, what's your story? Like, I want to know, like, you know, because it's just like, depending on what it is, it's just like cool to see, and that's one of my favorite things out here. It's just like, man,
there's still something in the mindset of, and I think it's just like shitty. I'm gonna say men because I haven't had the same. No, fuck it. I'm gonna say shitty people because I have had women do this as well.
Yeah.
Where there is something about having tattoos that people view you. I think people view women with tattoos as a bit more like, oh, she's gonna be crazy in bed, or she's a bit of a slut, or she's a bit of a whatever. And also also having tattoos, the number of times that's been a lead-in to someone touching me without invitation.
Oh, really?
And being both women, and I'm thinking about like also women like grabbing my arm and being like, oh, and pulling my arm over and like rubbing their hand down my arm and being like, oh, I love this, or oh, what's this tattoo? And sort of they take it as an invitation to touch you, and it's like,
were you like at IKEA or something? Just like a random place? It wasn't an appropriate place for somebody just.
It was like it's been at bars, which is appropriate, I guess, but it's still like not asked for.
No, for sure, yeah.
But often, like in the context of me just doing shows and people feeling too comfortable with me.
That's why I'm glad I cut my hair, because I used to have long hair, I used to have locks, and like women would just fucking, can I touch your hair? Or not even ask. They would just touch my hair and be like, oh my God. And
what is that?
I don't fucking know.
You can't fucking just touch people without asking. It's just, it's not okay.
It's entitlement, And then you're like, no, what's wrong with you? You're like, it's like, yeah, you just don't walk up to somebody, touch their hair, or like touch their face, It's like women would like feel comfortable, like, you just touch my face. I'm like, what are you doing? You wash your hands?
Yeah, like, I don't know you.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Like if you did that, come up to a woman and just like or anybody. It's just you just don't do it.
It's like, look, don't do that, but I'll still sleep with you. All right.
So you've been enjoying European women who live in Europe.
For sure, I went to a public pool yesterday and saw a lot of topless women.
Oh yeah.
It's like, wow,
we do that here.
And naked babies. That was the funniest shit. I was like, you want to put some clothes on this baby? Just running around like.
Not naked babies. Yeah. A friend of mine recently observed that. Just like, why are kids always fucking naked in the parks and pools here? Like, what's happening? I'm like, well, because I guess they're wet and they're going to get dirty. And so the easiest thing is just leave them naked till you got to go.
You're like calling for pedophiles. Like that's fucking what you're doing. Like, oh, naked kids in a park? Sure,
But it's like, and I feel like Australia and probably the States, I don't know about the UK, but they're definitely Australia and the States way more concerned about their child being exposed like that. That said, you will find no German putting photos of their child online. Like that, they won't.
But they'll be naked in the park.
But naked in the park, exactly. So like no fear of in-person abuse of their children, like pedophilia like that.
Yeah.
But like online, that's a concern.
I also love how confident and just comfortable women are here, where they're not like you have those type that want to look like a Kardashian or whatever, but you also just like I was at the pool and you just seen all these just confident women, you know what I'm saying, just like doing their thing, and just I was like, oh, this is beautiful, not everyone's trying to be like a stick and just like it's just like that's nice to see that and embrace that. So, I think a bit I think the baseline of that comfort in Europe comes from like sauna, spa culture, where people regularly are naked in front of their family and other people, and then on top of that, there's another part in Germany, which is in East Germany. There was a movement called FKK. Have you heard of it? Yeah. Actually, when I was looking for a room to sublet, it was a guy had a post. He was a nudist. I didn't know what it was, and I was just like, "What is this?" And then he's like, "Yeah, I'm nude. I'm a nudist. Like I'm looking for a roommate." And I was like, should I stay with this dude? This be some material right here. Absolutely, that's just material. Like, this is crazy. But yeah, I've heard about it. Also, a lot of bushes. Gotta love the bush. Cause like I haven't seen that much bush here, to be honest. Yeah, like when I've gone to the spas and when I've gone to like the lakes. Yeah. I haven't seen that much bush. I'm just not a fan of bald vaginas. Like I'll still have sex with you, of course, but like I'm just me. My preference. I'm like, just you're a woman, right? Let that shit out. I don't know, man. It's interesting. Yeah, bald I don't like. I like like a 5 o'clock shadow. That's like something, something, a nice little pyramid or like a little something. I like. I'm not gonna lie. I like a bush. I like a nice little. You know, nothing too crazy, but just like
some hair.
Yeah, you know.
There's like I had a huge phase where I was fighting against like social, you know, things of like just why do all these men just expect you to be shaved? And it's just I've never really liked being fully shaved, and I've almost never done that. But
I think it's because they have a mannequin fetish.
You reckon mannequin fetishes?
I don't know. You ever see a mannequin?
Just nothing.
Yeah,
it's
like
nothing.
It's weird to me. I was like, I don't want to have. It's like you're a grown woman.
I think it's just porn though. Like I do think it comes down to porn because.
Well, also in the porn I watch, they have bushes.
But majority of porn.
Oh no, for sure. Yeah.
And
like,
I'm not like porn is bad, but I'm like I think the majority of porn that you would see on the first page. Majority of it is hairless, and for both men and women. And I actually I so much prefer a dude with hair.
Yeah, I trim. I'm not like crazy, but I trim though.
Yeah.
And then I realized I used to feel bad for like, like when women would like, you know, just like lick my balls and stuff. And I'm like, this feels nice, you know, but then I felt bad and I was like, I should probably shave these, you know? And I like shaved my balls and it was like, it feels nice. And then you realize, especially if I live here on a hot, sweaty day, why you have hair on your balls, right? So they don't stick to your thigh. You're like, oh, that makes sense. You know, it's like, I'm not having smooth balls ever again. That's crazy.
I just, like, I don't think having shaved balls makes it nicer to like, hair is there. Yeah. Why? And it's fine. Like, everyone can have their preferences, but and a lot of people are like, what, you like hairy balls? I'm like, yeah, I like hairy balls. Like, it's like, if it's like just soft hair, that's so much nicer than like fucking like a stubbly, you know, like, I don't know. Whatever, like just get into it and enjoy it. But like, I think hair is there, and constantly having it shaved back is like, that's a lot of work.
No, it is.
Yeah.
But once, I remember walking and I was like, why are my balls stuck to my thigh? And then I was like, oh, this is why you have hair on them. Because you don't have that problem when you got hair. And I was like, oh, this makes a lot of sense. Wow.
Also the other argument for like a bushy puss is when it's shaved, like the moisture dries a lot faster. Yeah. So like you need to re-lubricate the area, so like as in like the outside area, you know, like it dry. Whereas if there's hair there, it stays wet. Yeah. And so it's like it's more protected and just like wetter. Yeah. So arguments for the hair. Yeah.
I'm for it, you know.
Yeah, but I haven't actually seen that many bushes out and about. Like, I'm always, and that's been like I'm always hoping to see more because I'm like, come on, let's normalize this. But and also because it's fucking Berlin. But but I actually like I had a bit about it. I have a bit about it in my hour. Where in 2020 I stopped removing everything and I grew out my bush completely, and it was it grows straight.
What does that look like? A curtain or something?
Just kind of
like you got bangs?
It's like bangs, yeah.
Wow.
It's like it's got a little bit of a weight, and it's actually quite like.
Is it spiky? Is it like it sticks up, or is just?
It kind of like that's a good question. So
it like grows and then drapes down.
I kind of like you can like fluff it up like straight. I can fluff it up, and then it's kind of like a straight mohawk. Like if I'm standing straight, it's like that. Like, and it got to about this long, but then if it's like just normal, it kind of just is down. It's got a little bit of a wave to it, but it pretty much just goes like long and straight.
Actually, wow.
And it's got like a bit of my grandma had red hair. Okay. And so it's got like a bit of an orange tint to it, which is also like, oh, that's interesting. And same with my armpits were like, I grew everything out. My armpits were also, my nickname for myself was Mahogany Pits. Oh, wow. You
were really fighting a power.
I was trying, and I got rejected sexually like 3 times.
Only 3?
Only 3. I mean, it was the only 3 people I was with in that period. Actually, one person didn't reject me. Like 2 people didn't reject me, but like I sort of say that they did. And one guy straight up was like, no, we can, like, I don't, like, he just was like, let's just, he was happy to like finger me, and I gave him a hand job, but he didn't want to.
That's funny. I was like, I can do that. Actually, I can show you how to give a really good hand job. That's weird.
But like, to not want to fuck me because I've got a bush. I was like, okay.
That's crazy. That guy's an idiot.
That guy was an idiot. Yeah, but I got a good bit out of it because then he came. He wanted to come on my tits. So I was like, okay. And then like he did a terrible job cleaning it up, and that like spawned like I've got a really nice bit about guys cleaning cum off tits.
Nah, that's funny. I'm actually really nice with that. 'Cause I was like, I made a mess, Let me get this for you.
I made a mess.
Oops. And it's funny how like low the bar is, because I'll do that and women be like, oh my God, thank you. And I was like, are you serious? Like, I'm not going to leave this on you, like, here, or throw a towel at you.
Oh, dude, the number of guys that have just thrown a towel at me, or like a little pack of tissues, like, and it's like sticks on my skin. I'm like, okay, all right, I'll just wipe that off.
That's so crazy.
But the number of times I have genuinely congratulated a dude being like, oh my God, like you did a really good job.
Right? I'm always like, did I miss a spot? Did I get everything? It's runny. Wait a minute. Roll over. Not the sheets.
Not the couch. Oh shit! Yeah, women are just. Have you had many big like squirters? Have you had to has any woman been like?
No, actually, I think I've only been with one squirter.
Okay,
that was a lot of fun, and like, yeah, definitely into that. But I haven't really come across women like, oh, I can do it. It's like, do it then, But like, I've been with one who did it, and like, it was pretty hot. It was really hot actually, and
was it like a big clean up?
No, she had what's that thing you put on your bed?
So like a mattress protector?
Yeah, she had one of those, like, because she's prepared. She she was like, yeah, when it first happened, she had to buy a new mattress. So then, like,
shit.
It was kind of like something she discovered.
That's cool.
But it was so funny though, because I remember we were like hooking up, and then she just she puts a gallon of water and just like, you want to see something?
No way. Okay, I never thought about needing to be hydrated as well.
Yeah, you got to be hydrated for sure.
Wow. Okay, because I was like, also 2020, I was on a mission to figure out how to squirt.
Yeah.
No, 2021. I've done it once, never again. But okay, hydration is also a thing.
Yeah.
I never thought of like, how dumb is that I never thought that you need to be hydrated. That's so dumb.
But it was hot though, for sure. It's funny because like I say I stopped watching porn, and like the thing was I wasn't, as I got older, I stopped, like, I wasn't watching like penetration. Like, I'm just like, I just like watching girls make out. I just like sloppy, nasty, just make out sesh, or just like when they make out with the cum. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm just like, that's what I watch. So it's just like, I mean, it's not that bad.
It's not that, well, no.
But it's hot though. And then also realize, like, I don't know if I'm really about that in real life. Could I watch two women like make out with my cum? And I'm just like, I think it might be just for entertainment,
Okay.
I mean, maybe, who knows? But it's just like, that's what, like, I don't watch anything else. I just watch that.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
It's just hot.
Like nothing else?
No, it's just hot. I used to be like, into just like, maybe like back shots, like certain things.
Back shots?
Yeah, like from the back, like the ass bouncing and shit, or like, big titties and shit. But like lately, my whole thing is just girls making out, or girls making out with cum. They call it cum swapping.
Cum swapping.
Yeah. Or something that's really nasty is when like the dude is hitting it from the back and he comes inside of her and she drips it out and the other girl licks it up and then she goes and make out with her. That's so disgusting.
That's hot.
I'm just like, oh. And then like I close the laptop. I'm like, oh my God. I can't tell anybody about this.
Hold on, but is it coming in the butt or in the pussy?
Either one. I prefer the pussy though.
Yeah.
And then she like forces it out, and then the other girl just comes up and just sucks it out, and then like then they make out with each other.
The sucking it out part, that's kind of the nasty part, I guess. That's pretty good. Hold on, isn't that called felching when you suck the cum out?
But she also just like, I said, like I know her. It was just, she was just like force it out. and then the girl's like with her mouth open. And I'm just like, this is so nasty, you know.
I like that a lot. That's great. I don't know.
I mean, it's better than incest porn, you know.
Oh, definitely. That's
I think this is healthy, you know.
I think that's absolutely fine. Incest porn, I don't judge people for it, but I don't.
I mean, I know that they're actors and shit, but it's just like, what are we doing here? You know?
Yeah, like the whole like getting an off on a tabooed situation. Like the closest that I've I really like some of the. This is so me to say. I feel like I enjoy like the 1970s kind of taboo porn where it's like a priest and a nun, like, like
classic.
That's fucking hot, you know. Like those robes, pull
for
those
sure.
robes up, and like
no, for sure.
it's like so much better than pedophilia, you know. Like that's
Definitely.
the best possibility of the Catholic
sure.
Church.
Yeah, it's so funny because I used to work in a hostel, and like hostel porn was like a thing I would watch.
Yeah,
and then I was kind of just
like the girl that gets stuck in the fucking washing machine, or in her bunk, like the hole in the bunk bed, or
no, it was just weird. I was like, ain't no fucking going on in hostels, you know.
Not hot fucking. Have you fucked in a hostel then? I'm trying to think if I've fucked in hostels.
Yeah, I've had sex in a hostel.
Only in like a private room. I've never had sex in a dorm.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a private room.
I fucked. Oh yeah, that's right. I was there for like a week. I was fucking the manager of a hostel, and so like I got a free upgrade into a private room a few nights because we needed to bang.
Hell yeah, no, that's great.
And then I was sort of kind of like hanging out with the manager of the hostel in the next city I went to.
It's like, oh, this could be a thing. All right. For sure. Why not? You know?
Right. But didn't fuck him because the other manager was still texting me and it was a bit complicated.
I always wonder if you're like a hotel manager and like you're just like your day off and you about to, you know, jerk off, watch porn, and you're like, wait a minute, is that my hotel? You know? You're like, is that? I know that room. You know, it's like that's. Because sometimes they go to hotels, you're like, that's crazy.
Yeah, hotels, Airbnbs, be like, is that my apartment?
Right, exactly. Like, oh, shit. That's my paint on the wall. It's crazy.
Yeah. I thought, did you ever think about getting into porn?
I did.
Yeah.
And then my mom was like, nah, bruh.
So she said no to the head tattoo, no to porn.
Yeah.
Good woman.
No.
I like how you brought it up with your mom. You were like, Mom, what do you think?
No, she says, I think it was stripping. I remember I brought up something. I think it was like
contemplated stripping.
I was like hella young too, but I think too. It was like that. I was talking about stripping and she
when
was
you
like,
say hella young, how young?
I might have been like 19, 20.
Okay, yeah, I was the same age when I thought about stripping.
Yeah, and so then.
But what was your rationale? What did you want? Did you have like a big thing that you wanted to do with money?
No, I really wanted to do porn, but
okay.
I didn't tell her that. I just told her stripping, just to, you know,
to make it a bit more palatable for her.
Exactly, and then like I had all these tattoos, and I was like, wait a minute, I don't think I could do porn because like people will recognize me from my tattoos, and also I kind of look like Kobe Bryant, you know. So it's like people are like, oh shit, that's the dude, you know what I'm saying? Like it's, and you're like, oh fuck. I think I just felt like I looked too recognizable.
Yep.
Especially with my tattoos, and then I was like, yeah, people will recognize me.
But you get to a point where you'd want to be because you'd be such a good porn star that you're like, you want to be recognized.
True, yeah. And honestly, it wasn't even in it for just like the fucking, because you know you just have sex, or I gotta have sex, you know. It was just more so like just doing it, and also kind of like the money.
Yeah, for me it was always the money idea.
Money. I was like, yeah, I'll be fucking all the time, you know.
I feel like, hold on, how old are you?
34.
Okay, so I think I'm 36. So I feel like we actually, when we were considering getting into porn, that was still a time when it could be like these days if someone's getting into porn, it's like, I've got to make all this content and I might never get famous, right?
Yeah.
Whereas back in our day, like 18, 19.
Somebody got a camera.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
And like, I feel like back then, if we'd put porn out there and gotten into it, I feel like it was much easier to maybe make money from porn back then.
No, for sure. I feel like sometimes, this is so stupid, but like sometimes I like to what's the word? I like to see where the storyline is.
In the porn.
Yeah. because I'm just like, how? Okay, so this pizza gets delivered. She doesn't have any money. How's it? You know what I'm saying?
How does it resolve? What's
kind of just like
story?
yeah, like sometimes like if the intro is not good, the intro story is not interesting to me, then I'm like, I don't want to watch this. You know, but sometimes I always just watch a porn just for the storyline, just to see.
That's so funny.
Like, who writes these? You know what I'm saying? Like, what?
Yeah, I know someone who's written for porn. But I think I have never ever, except actually sort of the older porns, like the 1970s ones.
Yeah, but it's like, you ever just watch a porn and you're like, who wrote this? Is this improvised? You know what I'm saying? Like, who is sitting on their laptop in a coffee shop just like, oh, I got this. I got a great scene for you. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, like Daniel Gutierrez, he runs Chuckleheads. He used to write for porn.
Oh, okay.
Like, actually wrote scripts. But I don't know, like I've never watched it. Like, I remember trying to watch, because there are movies, like there are big porn movie awards, and there was a movie years ago that won, that was like Fashionistas.
Yeah.
And I remember my brother being like, Anna, we should watch this. Not weird, actually. That sounds really weird that my brother would be like, we should watch this porn. But like, it was more like this porn won and is like considered the best, best storyline, high cutting edge. Like the next one that won, I think, was like, what was it like? What was the Pirates of the Caribbean porn remake? It was like, not Pussy of the Caribbean, but it was something like that.
Yeah.
And it, like the budget of these things was insane.
Really?
Yeah, like costumes.
Wow.
Like
I realize I don't really like those.
Set design. No, me neither. But I tried
like,
to watch Fashionistas, and it was like this whole like proper acting, this whole like really scripted, and I was just like, I couldn't get into it because there was too much extra stuff that wasn't necessary. When I watch porn, I'm just like, thank God they now have the markers, because before I would just be fast forwarding to get past the blowjob scene to the penetration to the maybe a little bit of like the fucking push and pull back before stuff starts happening. But like, I've tried to like get into some female porn as well, like the audio porn, and it's just like it's too politically correct and consensual. It's like, can I kiss you? It's like, ugh, you just like, I don't want to listen anymore.
Wow.
You know?
That's crazy. That was something like when I was younger, I was never into lesbian porn, and like now I'm like, oh, this is hot. Like, there's some hot like. I
got into lesbian anal for a while, because it's like
lesbian anal.
Yeah, because it's like, it's really nasty and aggressive, but like there's no male involved. I think when I'm having a little bit of a moment where like men are problematic for me, then like that kind of like hardcore lesbian shit's good. Yeah. Because anal is such not a lesbian thing in people's heads.
Yeah. I've never done anal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that that's not an appropriate question. A lot of people, why haven't you done anal? There we go. Let's.
I don't know. I've just never really been into it.
Yeah.
But like, I've come across women. Apparently, a lot of women here like it. So it's like,
oh yeah.
And I'm like, oh, am I gonna have to do anal? But it's like, nothing tops the vagina. Nothing tops the pussy.
I respect that. Yeah, I think there's a hole you can use it.
For sure.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't feel like that, then it's like, what are we doing here?
If it doesn't feel like what?
If it doesn't feel like the pussy, like if it doesn't feel as good as the pussy, it's like, why are we?
Well, it's different, right?
No, sure. It's just like a muscle is tight. If you want that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I wouldn't try it, but I know I probably won't like it.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
and that's fine. Like,
because like, do you have to? Do you have these things that you're into, and if a person's not into them, is that like a no? Yeah, or like a turn off?
No, but for example, like I would say there are some situations, some combinations of things, yes. Like if a guy is only into anal, I'm like, what's going on here?
No, for sure.
That's a problem. I have seen a guy where he has not used his mouth on me ever. Yeah. That hasn't been a problem. Because there's other things that are happening and it hasn't really entered into it. So it's not like, oh, he doesn't give me head, then that's a no. So it's like, I don't know. I don't think, and
so you don't think that's like, well, not really like not a guarantee.
Deal breaker.
Yeah, but also just like a guy not giving you head,
Mm.
like not going down on you. You're just like, is that like what are we doing here?
If
But you expect me to give you head? Is this how this works?
If he said I won't do it, that's a different thing. But if it just hasn't happened, and like there's been orgasms for me in other situations,
Yeah.
and there's other things like, you know, like still like lots of interaction with me,
Mm-hmm.
but just like no mouth there.
Yeah.
It hasn't really, you know, it wasn't really a problem.
Got you. Okay.
If I'm still coming and if it's still super hot,
Yeah.
it's not happening like that.
Yeah.
Not a
Gotcha.
deal breaker. But if the guy's like, I will not, I'll be like. Also, when a guy's like, I don't like,
So what are like the must though? Like this is what
has to be into penetration of like penetration has to happen. I don't know that like more than anything, it's like the deal breakers are just the like sexual communication. If that's not working, then like if I like there are guys that I've stopped seeing recently because I realized seeing them for like over a year, I never came once.
Oh wow. You just had him in the roster though, just in.
I just had them in the roster. I'd enjoy the dynamic,
Yeah.
but then like after a year being like, I didn't come once.
Yeah.
I'm done.
So you ever have somebody like, I guess, fall in love with you, or kind of just like for the sex, or like just
What do you mean?
kind of like. I don't
Like
know.
yes, I've had lots of people fall in love with me.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
No, but like, what do you?
But like, if you're like just straight to just like like hooking up, like fucking or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
but then a guy's like, I think I'm falling in love with you.
Mm-hmm.
Are you like, that's not really my vibe?
Well, it depends. Like, if it is what's happening both ways, then that's a different thing. Like,
Got you.
things
Okay.
can stop as hookups
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
develop for sure.
Definitely. I'm just trying to figure out like, are you just out here fucking, or just like or are you also like, it's just like a a whole thing, but or you just like dating and seeing what's up, and it's just different stories, or you just like
I'm looking for love, and I'd love to be able to like
oh
settle down and be with someone.
oh that's so cute.
I love hoeing for sure, but like
Yeah.
that's what I
Yeah.
love hoeing. Like I love feeling free. I love
Yeah.
feeling like I have lots of options.
You're looking forward to being grandma. You can tell all these stories.
I would love exactly. I'd be like, all right, babe, we're gonna listen to that episode 127 today. I don't even have to talk. They can just listen to my fucking podcast.
That's so funny. No, that's cool though. No, that's cool because I mean, everyone's different.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like my idea was like, oh, you just like fucking, you just whatever, but
that was your idea of me? Or?
yeah, of you. It was, and like, there's nothing wrong with that. It's like, I respect that,
Yeah.
like, because you know what you want.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. And there are people definitely like that. I feel like sometimes it's a bit too heavy in my comedy at the moment, but like yes, fucking, but like, yeah, I feel like my whole, and it's like, it's starting to, maybe I need to communicate it a bit more. It's been in my head a lot. It's just, I feel like the whole life story is just like looking for a partner that's like a good, healthy partner for me that I can like just have. And so many of my relationships have been, like so many of them have just been like in the last 5 years have been after 2 months being like, holy shit, this is unhealthy, and like stepping out. And then before that, it was a marriage where it took me like a year and a half to be like, oh my God, this person is so damaging to me. And then needing to heal from that. And before that, there was and it's like just trying to find someone who I feel good with, who is not in any way like fucking strangling me, like subconsciously or even consciously, and by strangling I just mean like someone who doesn't like love me and want to just like see me grow and be with me and respect all of that, and and we both have our own things, but like just been looking for that. But like fucking in the short term, fucking generally, like sex is there to have fun, but that's sort of where I'm at. And what I was sort of going back to is like, I just feel like it's this whole journey of just like looking for that. I'm like, come on, do we all feel like that? Or it's like, when is it gonna?
No, I think we all feel like that.
Yeah.
I'm like the same way, to be honest with you. But so what the groupies looking like? I'm sure you got hella groupies sliding DMs like, oh my god, you were so funny.
Oh man, I've had some fucking crazy fans, and I say fans because like they've behaved in a way that like falls into that.
Yeah.
Like I've got like a. He's a good guy. But I had to ask him to stop coming to my shows after he gave me 3 presents, and the last present was a clay skull of me. Like he made a clay.
Oh,
I'll show
wow.
you after this recording.
Oh shit.
He made a head of me, and like gave it to me in a box for Christmas.
That's crazy.
And
Wow.
like in the box that he made out of like paper mache, and like, I can show you the box too. It's really detailed, and beautiful, but like a lot of effort went in. Like it had like an opening, and then like one layer where it said like, "Will you be the hoe in my holidays?" And then the next layer was like my head.
That's crazy.
Stuff like that, and then like some other very doting people, but like. People don't slide into my DMs that much, which is nice. Like here and there, or like Facebook's a different thing, but like that's a fucking joke. Like I sometimes open up and show people like the number of like message requests and friend requests of all these dudes, and it's just like the scrolling doesn't stop. That's
weird. It's such an old world. I know everyone uses Facebook, but it's like you messaging me on Facebook and not Instagram. Wow, it's interesting.
Yeah, but do you get lots of people?
I want to say I get lots, but I get women sliding my DMs, and so it's like sometimes I'll like grab a drink. Most times I'm like, nah. It's weird because it's just kind of like it's more of an illusion, like you see me do well and you're like, oh, but like I feel with those people you kind of can't really like be yourself.
Totally.
You can't be like, I'm actually sad. They don't understand that. They're like, you're funny.
Oh man.
And it's like, nah, if you really want to get to know me, for sure. We can, but like if you just like, oh, I feel like it's always just like a story where I hung out with this guy, he was so funny, and then he fucked me, and it's like, I'm like, nah.
So for me, there's 2 sort of situations where I meet people at shows, and like I can't say that I don't pick up from shows. Like I absolutely,
of course,
yeah. And that's not why I do it.
Yeah.
Obviously, but there are different dynamics. So like the thing is, when I produce and host, it's very much like this is a customer service situation where like I'm going to make sure the guest has a good night, and I'm going to be fun. And it doesn't mean I'm flirty, but like I'm not going to not be flirt. Like if there's a nice vibe, whatever. Yeah. And I recently had a guy. I wasn't producing, but I hosted that night, and it was a dating themed show, and with like suggestions from the audience or stories from the audience. And one of the things was I'm looking for someone to travel with, and then I tried to find someone in the crowd who wants to travel, and no one was really taken. So I was like, I want to travel with someone. I'm looking for. And then afterwards, this guy comes up and he's like, oh, do you really want to travel? 2 guys actually. Would you really like to travel? I'm like, yeah, I'm looking for travel buddies. And it's like, I don't know, and then like. And then he's like, oh, okay, cool. And like, just sort of talked about his interests and stuff. And then he's like, oh, well, maybe we can connect on Facebook. I'm like, oh, sure, we can connect on Facebook.
Yeah.
And then he messages me. He's like, oh, so you're still looking for a travel buddy? I was thinking, da-da-da. And I was like, do you want to get a drink this week? And I was like, maybe next week. I'm pretty busy this week. Then he messages me the next week being like, hey, have you changed your mind? And I was like, my mind was never made.
It's like, chill out, bro.
Right? But also it's like, dude, when I met him in the context of the show, he wasn't asking me anything. He wasn't trying to get to know me.
Yeah.
It was
very sketchy.
Him just telling me about him and him seeing me as an It's like, dude, if you want to get to know me, like, you could, and then he came to my next show that night. I had like a midnight show after that show, and he came and he just didn't spend any time trying to get to know me, being like, hey, so like, none of that. It was all just, so it's like, dude, if you're, and not a single compliment about my work.
Yeah.
It's like, you're seeing me in my job. You didn't give me a single compliment about the work that I'm doing here.
Yeah.
Not a single thing of like, I really like that joke, or, like nothing. So it's like, you like, and then finally he messaged. So then it was did you change your mind? And I was like, I haven't made up my mind. I hadn't made my mind up. And then I'm like, hope you're having a good week. And then the week later, he messages me being like, a drink this week. And I didn't respond. I was busy in London. 2 days later, he writes back this big message being like,
Jesus Christ.
Being like, I just wanted to say that I'm really, I'm hurt. Or I'm disappointed in the interaction here. I have actually found a travel buddy. We're going to like Portugal. This list of destinations, and then he's like, look, I just want to let you know that next time it'd be nice if you could just be polite to people and not be so rude. Yeah. And then he blocked me.
Wow, that's crazy. It's like, bro, chill. This is...
Yeah, right.
That's insane.
Like, if he... Like, I might have actually...
I would have responded back, are you paying for everything?
I just, like...
That's wild.
If he hadn't blocked me, I would have just been like, dude, I've been busy. Like, to expect to be angry.
And then he would have been like, oh, okay, you still want to... It was all made up. It's like, no. Go away.
Just, like... But don't be so pushy. And also, like, after asking me 3 times, it's like, I don't want to reject you. But also, if you'd been like, hey, I'm gonna come past a show, maybe we could grab a drink afterwards.
Yeah.
That's like, do that. Mm-hmm. Like that's totally cool. But like to then give me this angry...
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, stuff like that.
So do you are you on the apps?
Yeah, I'm on the apps.
Okay. Which ones?
Field, Tinder, and Hinge.
Okay.
I don't like Bumble. I shouldn't have to do all the work.
No one likes Bumble. I shouldn't have to do all the work. It doesn't even matter. Regardless, it's a waiting game for men anyway. So do you feel like you do better in person or online?
Pretty good on all.
Okay. All right. Hey, I want to see your profile. I got to see this profile.
You'll probably see it eventually.
Probably.
I can show it to you. But yeah, I've had more. Actually, Tinder is where I've had most of my relationships from. I've had most of my long-term fuck buddies from Hinge, and then I've had like some good quick hookups from Field, as well as like a guy that I'm seeing right now. We met through Field.
Okay.
Very sort of like circumstances where I didn't think anything was really going to happen, but it's sort of like, it's kind of panned and turned into something. Okay. I don't know where it's going. I'm scared, but
so is this like an open kind of thing, or is it kind of just like a casual?
It's like a casual seeing each other once a week thing since February.
Okay.
But like it feels like it's becoming more, but I need to have the conversation because it's starting to stop me from seeing other people, like emotionally.
Oh, gotcha.
And I'm like, I need to talk about this because...
Is it like feelings, or are you just like...
Is it like what?
Are you like developing feelings, or you...
Yeah.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Okay, and so you like, I don't, make sure we're on the same page. Like, I'm not seeing other people, but like...
It doesn't need the feel... It's more like, not about making it exclusive or closing it, but it's more... I feel like this could develop into a relationship, and I want to know if he's on the same page. Doesn't need to be that we make it exclusive. I'm not closed to making it closed.
Gotcha. But just being on the same page.
But like, if he's like, oh, this is absolutely just casual, it's going nowhere, then I've had people say that to me after a few months when like we're spending lots of time together.
Wow, that's crazy.
And being like, just so you know, via Instagram, as opposed to like any other fucking platform, being like, oh, just by the way, even though like you met all my friends the last few weeks and we've been seeing each other 3 times a week, just want to let you know that this will only ever be casual, and it won't become a relationship. So because I've had that kind of situation,
that's insane.
Yeah, that was really fucked up actually. That fucked me up about almost 2 years ago. But this current one, I'm just like, it's not because I necessarily want to close it, but more just to be like, does he think this is also developing into some kind of relationship? Because I've got other guys who are contacting. That sounds terrible, but there are people who are interested in dating me with the idea of relationship, and I would date them, but I'm currently feeling like I'm in something that's could become a relationship or is becoming a relationship.
Yeah.
So I don't want to start engaging with these people and get all confused and be,
Gotcha.
if this is actually becoming the relationship that it feels like it might be becoming.
Okay, so like in this situation, you still sleep with other people? But you're saying this is stopping you from doing that because you're developing feelings.
It's a complicated situation right now, context wise, because I have been seeing other people and like he's had other hookups, but I was definitely seeing like at least one other person regularly. But then we all got an STD.
Oh shit! Who was it from?
We don't know.
You ever seen that scene in The Office where they're like?
They're all pointing.
You're just pointing.
It's exactly that. It was like it could have been a random guy that I hooked up with a month ago. It could be a random girl that this guy that I've been seeing hooked up with. It could be someone.
Yeah.
That this other guy hooked up. Who knows?
A toilet seat,
Yeah, I doubt that. I doubt that.
Okay.
It could have been something that like I picked up a few months ago and was just dormant. They could have picked up and it was dormant.
How often you get tested and stuff?
Pretty regularly. I've been tested like 4 times this year.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. But usually because someone's like, you should probably get tested. I'm like, fuck.
For sure. I feel like, honestly, like if you doing, that, for me, with like one person or whatever, it's like, because I don't like condoms. Like, condoms fucking suck. Like, if I wear a condom and we have sex, did we really have sex?
Oh, dude. That's so bad. I know.
But it sucks, though. And it's nice, though. It's nice to finally hear women say, yeah, condoms suck.
Oh, condoms suck.
I feel like most women want, what I've learned is that all a woman wants you to do, this is probably bad information, but from my experience, all a woman wants you to do is make an attempt to be like, oh, should I get a condom? And then she'll be like, no. Condoms suck. And you all say it at the same time. That's going to be a commercial. And you go, no. And at the same time, condoms suck.
This will be like the advertisement for Seedless, like the male contraceptive.
Exactly, right? Yeah, exactly. That's what it'll be.
I hate condoms. However, I do want the dude to be like, I'll get a condom, and I'll be like, yes. And that's because the thing is, it's
or
just
even
like,
after the first time you have the condom, you have sex with the condom, and then you're like, okay, the sex was good, and you're like, all right, well, you do it again, and it's just like sometimes you do it again, and you take it, it's like, oh, it slid in there, and then we're like, are we doing this? All right. Here we go.
Yes. Although I do because it's hard. Like I will be like condom if they don't, and I've gotten better at that.
You're like on the bedside, you roll over, condom? It's in a bowl and shit. Like mint?
I'll be like, yeah. Well, I wish they were like you can't have them that easy access. I'm looking up to my bed as I say that, but like you can't have them right next to the bed. That looks a little bit. It also annoys me if I have condoms sitting next to the bed when I'm not fucking, because then I look at them and I feel like I'm failing because I'm not using them. But I do want the guy to be like until we know that it's like safe. Until we like, I think it's better.
I mean, this feels like a sexy city. Like everyone's fucking. There's sex clubs, so it's like, all right, yeah, we should
absolutely use. Also, I don't use any other contraception, so it's like for if I like, and yes, people's pull-out games can be good, but it's like, do we really want to have
I was about to make a bad joke, but never mind.
Make it.
It's like I'm the Wilt Chamberlain. No, I'm just playing.
I don't know the reference.
Basketball player. He scored like 100 points.
Okay,
But he also slept with 1,000 women.
1,000 women?
Yeah, I haven't slept with 1,000 women. But
1,000? That's a lot.
Yeah, he slept with either of these things are on record for like there's no proof. He scored 100 points. Yes, and he slept with over
for like 10 years.
Yeah, he was out here. He was doing it. I don't know how many kids he got, but I was just saying I'm the Wilt Chamberlain of like pulling out, but that doesn't make any sense either. In my head though, it was kind of funny.
It was something like getting it out. I don't know.
No, that's how good I am.
That's how good you are. Yeah.
Like he scored 100 points. He slept with 1,000 women. that's how good I am with pulling out. But I do wear condoms though. That's the thing. It's just like you know,
when pull out's the possibility, then you're good. And
you ever? I don't know why I said you ever, but like, it's funny because I've been getting a little concerned. Like, am I shooting blanks out here? Like, I got no kids, nothing.
Right? Like,
yeah, you know. But also, I'm like,
absolutely. That was one of my also. Okay, the 2 points there. I also was like, am I infertile because the number of guys I've had unprotected sex with? I've never had a pregnancy scare. Ever. But also, they say that I think, I don't know if it's a made up statistic, but they say something like 60% of all pregnancies are because one of the parties thought they were infertile.
Oh, okay. Because I don't know. Because apparently they say you can't get pregnant from pre-cum. I don't really.
They say
know.
You can't or you can.
They say you can. You can't.
You can't.
Yeah.
You can't.
It goes back and forth. They're like, oh,
of course. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, and it does worry me because, like, there's people that have, like, if there's there's often pre-cum, and if you're right up in there, surely I can get pregnant.
I mean, you say the 3 magic letters, it's a wrap. You know, you say IUD, and I'm like, oh. Here we go.
Yeah. I'm so glad that I don't. Like, I used. I never had an IUD, but like, I just will not use any hormonal or any contraception like that anymore. Like, it's a lot. Like, it's.
Yeah, I was having a conversation with somebody, shit. And like, I didn't even think about this, but we were talking about like the birth control and like the hormones and stuff, and then also like thinking about like it injects hormones into you. Mm-hmm. So also it makes you like, so now you have these hormones injected into you. Now you feel like, oh, I need, like, you get baby crazy, like you want to have a baby, and it's like, wouldn't that be crazy? Like, no one thinks about like yeah, this thing is stopping you from having, you know, getting pregnant, but also is injecting, like, it's also like you want to have a baby.
It's also it's like supporting the hormones.
Yeah, it's like you can't trust it, you know.
Yeah, but also like. Yeah, I don't know. Yes, and just it's so much like what those hormones do to you. Like, hormones are extremely powerful, and they change. Like, your hormonal system dictates a lot of your behavior or motivations. Like, it's the animal level of motivation. So it's like, fucking with that is serious. Like, that's a serious thing to do. That's what I'm saying. You know, like, why would you fucking? And I was on birth control from like 18. I was on the pill from 18 till I moved to Germany, and then I stopped. Mainly because I didn't want to have to go to a doctor and like try and get a prescription. I was just like, I can't have. Fuck it, I'm gonna go without. And and I was 29, so it's like it's like 11 years of me fucking with my hormones, and then the process of like coming back to me was like, I am never doing that again. Yeah, I have taken Plan B like a lot since I've been in Germany.
I mean, that also could like, I guess that can like make you not fertile too, right? Or like kind of no.
I don't think no, because it just blocks the egg from coming out. Like, it just stops the egg from coming out is what Plan B does. So it doesn't. They say that it doesn't hurt you. Like, if you're doing it every week, I think. But I think like once every year and a half is fine.
Got you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But we should probably. I think we've gone pretty. Yeah, we should probably wrap up soon. All right. So before we do that, do we want to close any topics or go back to anything or bring up anything else before we wrap it up? Sex clubs mention porn. So you never did any porn? Like, you never made anything and put it up?
No. But I've done like videos, like private videos and stuff like that. Yeah. It's pretty hot. It's like, yeah. I
like making content like that, but I was having a conversation with a few people recently where, I only, like, I'll never reuse, like a little clip or, like a pic. I'll never like send it to other people.
I don't do that either.
No. Okay, because a lot of people are like, oh my god, that's so romantic. Like, I think it's just respectful. Like, I don't have an album of like
exactly
of like whole or like nude pics. You know what I mean? Like,
you send a whole pics? Okay.
Whole pics. Yeah. I don't have like an album where it'll be like, oh, someone's asking, cool, I'll just
right,
send.
Exactly. Nah.
No.
It's like, you about to get this fresh.
Absolutely. You know? It's like, it's for them. I feel weird about.
Yeah, because then it's like, if you do that, it's like it doesn't feel, it's just like copy and paste.
Exactly.
You know? And
it's not for them. It's like you want to do it for them.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
It's got to be fresh.
No, definitely.
Okay, you're the first dude that's like, yeah.
No, I agree. Like
Okay.
if I'm talking to two different women, they get two different photos.
Absolutely. Exactly. Like even when it's not in your interest for efficiency, and it's the same time. So
no,
it's
right?
like fresh.
Exactly.
It's
You're
like,
exactly. You're like, all right, let me change my hat. Yeah. I'm gonna flip it this way.
That's great. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. I've definitely got videos up and around in places, but like I haven't uploaded anything, and I never got into porn because I was just like, I want to make money, not from my body and from my sexuality.
For sure.
As in, like, not from just having sex. Like, I don't want to remove my own personal joy from sex by making that my moneymaker.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You definitely don't want to do that because then you just like, then when you do have the pleasure or like, you don't get to enjoy it as like regularly because you're like, this is my job.
Right.
Like, I only fuck for money.
Yeah, right. Like, and it would. I think it would change. I think it does change.
Like, how would you even
bit.
be in a relationship like that?
Yeah,
You know?
I think it changes people's. I think sex workers when they're like, I'm speaking and I haven't got the experience, but I have heard some sex worker friends of mine sort of talk about, oh yeah, he owes like this boyfriend of mine. Oh, he owes me so much money.
Yeah.
like the amount of shit that I do for him, he owes me. And it's like I don't want to put any kind of monetary value on anything I do sexually.
Yeah. No,
I don't want to do that.
Nah, that's crazy. So, okay.
Same with cooking. Same thing for me. Like, I never wanted to cook for money because it's like I enjoy cooking so much.
So you that good of a cook?
I'm not that good, but like I
dabble. You fuck around a chef in here and you like, I dabble. You're like, all right. Oh, this is a 3-course meal. This is all. You like, get the fuck out of here. I dabble. I cook here and there. You probably be chefing some shit up.
I really enjoy it. Like, it has been a thing that like consistent boyfriends have said when I've broken up with them. That's something. That's one of the things they'll really miss.
I sure miss that cooking.
Yeah,
you know,
seriously.
You should have been taking notes. What's wrong with you? Jesus.
Yeah.
I was going to say, so, like, what's your take on German men here?
I have been with very few.
Okay, so mostly just Hispanic. Okay.
Well, and like there's other nationalities that come into it. Middle Easterns.
Yeah.
You know, Africa represents as
Nice. Okay.
You know, I've like Asia, like only Middle Eastern Asia really gets a mention, and then like all yeah. But yeah, Germans just haven't. Yeah, like there's been maybe like 2 or 3.
Oh, okay.
And they've only like there was a Brazilian German that I dated.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, and then like this one guy that I fucked and like and there's like a couple. Okay, there's a couple of other like I've dated like been on dates with lots, but like I've never had. Yeah, like a.
I'm sure dating and like hooking up are 2 different experiences.
Yeah, exactly.
But I've heard like just German men are just not good. They're just like they suck.
Bed?
No, they just suck in general. Yeah, when it comes to dating and all that, and I'm like, damn, that's crazy. And then
there's a lack of spontaneity and sort of like joy or even like just like surprise like a Frenchman can be a little bit more, it's a bit more like it's like an interesting mystery, whereas a German who's mysterious is just like depressed, you know.
For sure. It's like there's a checklist somewhere. He's like, I need to it's fucking crazy.
Take my medication.
Right, exactly. Sports. People fucking sport. That's my favorite word. Just saying
Sport.
that. Everyone's just like, you know, it's like, oh, this is okay. You guys are serious about this. But it's weird though, because I remember I was talking to a girl. I was like, oh, what sport are you playing? And she's like, I'm just working out or whatever. Yeah. And I was like, oh, so sport is just like athletic and like athletics.
Fitness, yeah, fitness.
Because I'm like, sports? What are you playing right now?
Now she just went for a run.
No, she's hella fit. Because she was like, yeah, I went to the gym earlier. She did, what does she call it? Something kind of. Is like we call it CrossFit, so it's kind of like CrossFit, but there was a name for it. high intensity.
Yeah.
And then like she did that earlier, and then we met up and went swimming, and I'm just like, what the fuck, you know? But it was cool though. It was fun. It was relaxing, but it was kind of like she's working out and then she's getting a workout in the pool. I was like, y'all really love sports out here. This fucking, I was like, this is leisure, you know? Even the people, because they had like separate pools, and that one pool was just for like doing laps and stuff. And then like the other pool we were in were like free for all. But it's just funny because like even the free for all, people were just in there doing their workout.
Oh, really?
Like, you guys can't chill, can you? I saw this old ass lady in there with glasses. I've never seen somebody with glasses in a pool.
Oh, really?
Old German lady just swimming. Not one drip of water on her frames. She was like looking at me, and I'm looking at her. I'm looking at her because she got glasses on in the pool. I don't know why she's looking at me. And I'm just like, what the hell? This is crazy.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I was.
Germans don't know how to chill.
Yeah.
A bit. Or they do chill, but it's like they schedule the chilling.
Yeah.
And then like they go and they chill, and it's like.
It's like, all right, time's up. Okay.
Totally.
Yeah. The thing I was going to say was that like, one thing I realized like being in different countries in Europe and stuff is that I'm just really attractive. Like I'm just like. I've never felt this sexy and attractive in my life. Like in America, it's like I know I'm attractive, and like, you know, women, whatever. But like the women out here, man, they like, oh my god. And I'm like, is it me or do the guys out here just suck? You know?
I think I don't think the guys out here suck, but you definitely have a special appearance
for sure. I mean, especially online too, because
doesn't
like
sound like a compliment at all.
I get what you mean. I get what you mean. I think I get what you mean. I just agreed to something. I think I get what you mean. But it was funny because like I don't do online dating and stuff in the States. Because I'm like I can meet people in person and stuff like that. But like here's like I don't speak the language, and I don't really. At least when you get on the apps, you kind of have an intention, and people kind of have the same intention instead of like, you know. But I recently learned that I could just walk up to a German woman and just give her a compliment. Like I could just talk to her and she'll be cool with that, because a lot of men don't do that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, wow.
Oh yeah,
it's dangerous.
If you're out, like, I think this is also why I don't date Germans much, because a lot of people that I meet, I do meet organically, and I'll be out at a bar or a club or wherever, and when people do actually, like, I'll interact with them, but Germans will not come up and talk to you. Like,
yeah.
Like, there's this German guy who I went on a Tinder date with 3 years ago, and I was at a club a while ago, and I was standing in the toilet line, and this guy comes up and he's like, does anyone have cocaine? He comes and looks me straight in the eyes. He's like, do you have any coke? And I was like, we went on a Tinder date 3 years ago. And he was like, remind me. And like, I go through all the details, and then he was like, oh shit, okay, well, what, like, you didn't like, I'm sorry. I was like, no, I didn't message you back. He was like, oh, you ghosted me. And then, but like, and then I went to the toilet, and he was like, wait, do you have any coke? And I was like that's like, and then we started talking again, and then he wanted to like take me on a second date and all of this stuff. But it was like, the starting point was just him asking me for drugs. Like, he wouldn't have come across the room and he wouldn't have made eye contact with me. Yeah. He wouldn't have come across the room and given me a compliment. He wouldn't have started the conversation except for the fact that he was just shopping, you know? Yeah. Like actually just looking for drugs.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, like, you have a huge advantage with women in Germany over the Germans if you just know how to go and talk to a woman.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You'll clean up. Which sounds like you're doing a good job.
Yeah, I'm chilling, you know. But it's something I noticed when I traveled. It's kind of just like hot commodity, kind of. It's like, whoa, you know. It's like overwhelming, like, especially with not the DMs, but like on Hinge and shit, the messages. Yeah. And I'm like, I just want to kind of find a person, you know, just find somebody cool, kick it with them. Mm-hmm. But it's just like,
it's a lot. It becomes a lot of admin.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't want to do this. It's exhausting.
It's a lot of work. I pretty much only access them when, like, when I need some validation, when I'm feeling
Word.
low. And then it's like, and then maybe I'll start talking to someone and maybe it'll be good. And like, yeah.
Yeah.
Also with some of them, yeah, like with Field, I weirdly had the notifications turned on, and I still do. I should turn them off. But like, I don't know, like sometimes the stars just align and someone pings you and you look at it and you're like,
Yeah.
okay.
No, for sure. I had that moment. Well, I felt like I had that moment, and so we've just been hanging out with this lady, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't want to be on this app anymore, you know?
Right.
But then like it just ends or something happens, and then you're like, hey, what's up? You know?
Yeah,
Like,
totally.
I don't want to do that. It's just like, I really don't like the apps, but it's cool though.
Yeah, I think they're useful. I think they can be good, but I much prefer not accessing them at all. And yeah, having a person will be amazing.
So how do you like wrap this up?
I will now ask you, where can people find you?
Oh, nice.
Well, Field, Tinder.
Yeah, I guess you can find me on Hinge. Instagram, Moe Singleton or Mo Dinero, MoeDinero.
I was wondering why it's Mo Dinero.
Oh, Mo Money. You like Spanish, man.
I was thinking that. I was actually thinking. I don't know when I was thinking about it. But I was like, is it like dinero? But yeah, okay.
Oh no. So basically,
Mo Money. Now I get it. I get it.
Yeah. Because that was also like a movie, and then that's like a nickname. People call me like Mo Money, whatever. And so like
my brain went to Italian, not to Spanish. Denaro.
Got you. Yeah,
but that's like an old school word for money.
Yeah.
Dinero. Okay.
And so and as a joke, because I used to do music, I would rap and shit, and I was like, yo, if I ever start rapping, my rap name gonna be Mo Dinero.
Yeah.
And so it's just been that, and then it's like the original. So I was like, I can't get rid of this, you know? Like people hit me up like, yo, I want to buy this name, and I'm like, nah. You know, so I just kept it because I was like, I could do Mo Singles in comedy, blah blah blah. I'm like, nah, Mo Dinero.
Mo Dinero's way better.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
All
and
right.
and then when you click the link on the Instagram, you can see everything that I've done, from like little shorts that I've written and podcasts, because I have a podcast, Thoughts for Your Thoughts podcast. And that's pretty much it. You'll discover some other shit, but that's it for me.
All right,
Yeah.
sweet. Fuck yeah. I don't have anything else to plug. I am going to get my Patreon set up this week. I'm saying it. I'm probably not. Yep. Keep listening, guys. I'll make some more clips of shit. AF Barros, if you don't follow me already, you fucks.
So aggressive.
AF, well, yeah, that was also like my very first email, just like AF Barros.
Yeah.
But like then AF became a thing, like as fuck.
Yeah.
And everyone's always interested to know what the AF stands for, but it's just Anna Francesca. So it's like, whatever.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's cool.
All right, guys, that's been Adults Only Comedy Berlin. Thank you so much and goodbye.
Peace.